As we conclude this school year, the Department of Curriculum and Instruction wanted to provide our K-12 teaching staff with updates that will help you start next school year more prepared. One of those updates is regarding House Bill 33, which requires teachers and administrators to complete online modules around the science of reading. The science of reading teaches us how students learn to read and write. Additionally, it explains to us why some students may find difficulties in learning to read and write. Lastly, the science of reading tells us that instruction for students who are learning to read and write needs to be explicit and systematic. Teachers must complete these online self-paced modules by June 30th, 2025. The good news is, for teachers, there is a stipend and you can use the hours that you spend on these modules to renew your license. One of the links here takes you to an informational document that I have provided for you regarding these requirements. For example, who is eligible to receive stipends? Under state law, stipends are available for the following. Teachers of grades kindergarten through 5 can receive $1,200. English language arts teachers of grades 6 through 12 can also receive $1,200. And intervention specialists and ELL teachers may also receive $1,200. The reason that this stipend is higher is because of the amount of hours that the modules will take. There's also a $400 stipend for any teacher who teaches a subject area other than English language arts in grades 6 through 12. Below, on this document, you will see the pathways and the number of hours that are required for each pathway. Please review this carefully. In the coming days, the curriculum department will send a document out via email with every teacher's name and what pathway you will follow. This will correlate to the number of hours that you will need to complete your module, and it will align with your stipend. If you are a teacher that was in Letters cohort, took Orton Gillingham training, or Keys to Literacy, you have already fulfilled the Science of Reading PD requirement. Unfortunately, this also means you're not eligible for a stipend from the Department of Education. Also linked in this document is instructions for how you access the Science of Reading pathways. You will have to go through your SAFE account, and you will need to make sure that you are taking the correct full course and complete a test at the end of taking the course. Our next update is regarding the resource adoption for next school year. English language arts resources will be adopted during the school year 24-25 and then adopted in 25-26. For teachers of K-5, you will be adopting Core Knowledge Language Arts, CKLA. Ohio Revised Code required that the Department of Education adopt a list of curriculums aligned to the science of reading. CKLA is on this list, and you can see on our slideshow that we have a timeline for our adoption. 23-24, we ran 2 pilots in grades 3 and 4. Next year, we have early adopters at every elementary school, across all of our 3rd grades, and in 1 complete building. In 25-26, according to Ohio Revised Code, we will need to have implemented CKLA in all of our elementary buildings. This core curriculum will be done in addition to IMSE for grades K-2. Regarding a resource review and adoption for grades 6 through 12, the curriculum department will work closely with those teachers and specifically the department chairs to make sure that we review current resources, both digital and paper resources, and then that we adopt resources where there may be gaps in standards and what we have to teach those standards. More information coming in the fall. Huge thanks to 283 staff members who dove into our digital use survey these past 2 years. It is really important to our department as we move out of COVID and into a reality where our budgets may fluctuate, that we are looking at usage and feedback from our staff so that we can make responsible decisions on what we will continue to purchase. All of our digital resources fall into categories of renew, non-renew, on watch, or actually when we get teacher feedback of new resources and we decide that those are within our budget, we purchase those new resources. We will be sending an email out in the coming days with very specific details about what will be renewed, non-renewed, on watch, and the new resources that we have purchased. Wanted to just also take note that we put some information on our top 3 resources based on your feedback. So of course we have our Google Classroom, BrainPop, and Pear Assessment. Coming out of COVID, the curriculum department has planned common enrichment and field trip experiences for our students aligned to our standards to ensure that our students continue to build common vocabulary, common knowledge around these experiences. We wanted to make an announcement about next year's field trips and enrichment experiences for our K-8 students. So our kindergarten and first grade students will have Children's Theater Workshop come to their building. Additionally, Snapology will visit first grade during semester 1 and kindergarten during semester 2. Our second graders will continue to receive 8 weeks of swim instruction from Francis Y and our West Y. And additionally, we have planned a Sylvania Heritage trip during the first semester also. Our third grade students will continue to work with Children's Theater Workshop, bringing interactive read-alouds alive and having 6 weeks of enrichment in theater. Also, coming back by popular demand, the curriculum department is working on creating a STEM day for all of our third grade teachers and students. Stay tuned for details at the beginning of the year. Dr. Anstadt worked with the Greater Toledo Community Foundation, and the district was awarded a significant grant around clean energy. This means that our students in 4th grade will receive educational experiences, enrichment, and field trips all around clean energy. These field trips will include a field trip to the Metro Parks, an Imagination Station, and other locations in Toledo. In collaboration with our 5th grade science teachers, we are excited to continue working with Toledo Zoo and Star Lab so that they can visit schools and work with students around content standards. We will also, again, be taking our field trip to the Imagination Station where we will complete the engineering challenge. 6th grade, it is our hope that in addition to camp, we will have a theater experience in the fall or the spring that will be scheduled for you. 7th and 8th grade will continue with the feed opportunities. And as we work with your principals to plan those, we will have field trips built in as well as enrichment experiences to those Fridays. With the calendar being released, we now have our 24-25 PD days. So we have listed those here. We are hoping to bring back coffee talks and teacher-led sessions for next school year. And we are excited to announce a fresh approach for the upcoming school year. This school year, we adopted K-8 science resources. And on Wednesday, our school board approved the purchase of HMH materials for our teachers in grades 4 through 8. This decision was made by a science committee of teachers who reviewed standards and reviewed multiple options for adoption. The science committee teachers in grades kindergarten through 3 have decided on picture-perfect science kits instead of a consumable text. This means that the curriculum department will put together kits for our K-3 classrooms, which will include children's literacy-based lessons and books. And there will be a kit with a unit on life science, physical science, and earth science. We plan to have those kits delivered to teachers in the fall, and there will be professional learning for both picture-perfect kits and for the HMH materials. The Ohio State tests continue to come in. We know that social studies, math, and science results came in this past week, and we are excited to report that for overall district growth, we saw an increase in the percentage of students scoring proficient in math starting in grades 3 all the way up through algebra. We also saw a significant increase in our district percentage of students scoring proficient in our 5th grade science. On Monday, we anticipate our ELA scores being released, and we are excited to see the growth. One new piece that will be really helpful for teachers and departments as you analyze data is a centralized reporting system. We have provided a link in our presentation where you can learn more about the centralized reporting system. Sarah Hoffman and Mark Scholl will be coming out to buildings in the fall to provide more training on the centralized reporting system. But there are really helpful reports that will help us break down our OST data in ways that we never have before. The chart below is actually from the centralized reporting system, and it demonstrates our progress on the 5th grade math OST over the past 3 years. Lots of questions and emails about what do we do with old science textbooks as our K-8 teachers have adopted new materials, and specifically reading materials that were purchased under Fountas and Pinnell. We are asking that teachers box science resources, Fountas and Pinnell resources, except for your interactive read-alouds, and work with your principal to find a centralized location in your building to move those boxes. Please do not call the warehouse to pick up your materials. Instead, the curriculum department will arrange for pickup from all of our schools. Those are all of our current updates as we head into summer. I will say that it is a goal of the curriculum department to improve communication. And so next year, we will be sending out a quarterly update similar to this format. Thank you for your partnership this school year, and we hope you have a wonderful summer.